Wild Kids, how you doing? Doing something different today. It's such a beautiful day, and I was here taking in what I could see, and I could see a cockatoo up here who was having something to eat, and I saw these shadows on the stones here, and I thought I'd do some. I was just doing some shadow drawing, so much fun, and I'm doing upside down shadow drawing like this, and then I'm going to turn that into a picture just by putting, look at the shadow on that, and you can copy that, you can draw that. I like doing art, as you know. I like using the natural stuff, because around here there's so much natural things that we can use to make art with, which is really, really cool. But I'm going to put this away now, because I've got to show you some more colour. It's autumn, isn't it? Even though it's really hot today. And because it's autumn, some of the leaves are falling off of the trees. Now look down here. See? This little leaf here has fallen off of this tree here. All this ivy that's climbing up this tree. And it's this beautiful yellow. And we've got an amber gum over here that's doing the most beautiful colours. Look at that red. Look at that red. Now those you can turn into pictures too. You can line them up and they could turn into trees, and you can just lie them down on paper, which is really, really cool. You could almost make a whole rainbow, couldn't you? Look at that colour there. Wow. That one's mad. Love that. So beautiful. And I love crunching in all these beautiful... Has anyone been crunching? Yeah? Have you been crunching in the leaves? Isn't it the best? It is the best fun you can have with outside and leaves.
Hello from Bella Vista.
Bella Vista crew, we love you. How are you today? Are you good? Look what I found. Look at these. I found all these earlier. I've just been by a amber gum tree. I'm just going to show you in a minute. But look at all those colours. That's one tree. And no, a plane didn't fly over and drop a load of paint. It wasn't doing a Bunnings delivery with the paint shop. This is nature giving us all this beautiful colour. Isn't that amazing? I love it. I love it. And then we've got all these beautiful greens here. We've got light greens, bright greens, dark greens, all just here. Haven't even been for a walk. And we've got all this beautiful colour. And then look here, look at this purple. Now, do you remember a few weeks ago we saw these bushes and these berries were a different colour? They were green and going a little bit red, some of them. I don't know if you remember. But now look how dark they are. All the juices have kind of really gone beautifully juicy. Is that a thing? I don't know. I'm getting technical now. It's like science. But now, because they're this colour, the plant is now telling the birds that these are ready to eat. Keep telling you, plants are clever. Now, if we look inside one of these beautiful juicy berries, we can't eat these. They will give you a bellyache, so don't eat them. So inside, there's all the yummy juice. And inside that, look, there's a great big seed. Look at that. See that seed there? Now, the bird eats the berry. Very nice. Pigeons like these. And then the seed goes into the belly. And then goes out the belly and pop, gets pooed out by the bird with a little bit of bird poo, which is fertiliser for the seed, which helps it grow. Job done, plant. Amazing. Now this keeps going on and on and on throughout the year. It spends all of its time showing us all these beautiful leaves. Now this is an evergreen as well. Oh, this is really exciting. Really excited. Now, if you look, I don't know. Can you see that that's actually quite shiny? Can you see that shiny? Again, that is because this plant, this privet, is clever because it doesn't drop its leaves on the floor. It's not a deciduous. Yeah, I'm talking in a minute. Yes, in a minute. Cocky's been really, really noisy all day. You know what it's like. Now, back to the leaf. Clever plant. It's shiny. It's kind of really soft and shiny and smooth to the touch. You know that book, That's Not My Bear, His Nose Is Too Scratchy? That's not my bear, his nose is too shiny or furry. Well, this is a privet bush, and it has to be shiny because it doesn't drop its leaves, and the shininess stops all the water going into the atmosphere, so the plant stays hydrated. You know when Mum says, "Have a juice, have a drink, and you've already had a drink," like that. Well, in Australia, plants don't have too much drink, do they? Because it don't rain as much. So, when the water and the nutrients goes into the plant, the leaves hold on to it. And that's why they're shiny, so the water can't escape. Genius! It's way clever. If this was at school, it'd be top of the class. Every single time. It'd be maths, it'd be good at colouring in. Hasn't gone over the lines at all, has it? No. Very clever. Thank you very much. And this is going to be so much beautiful dinner for a lot of... and see, hear that? That's a wattlebird. Wattlebirds love this stuff too. It's amazing. Now, something else is amazing. I haven't walked yet, and it's something else amazing. It's so clever and stuff because they're clever. Spider's web. Look up here. And see that leaf there? That's the spider's home. It's from the leaf-curling spider. This is Gerald. He's hiding away. He's very camera shy. Gerald, it's okay. It's only me. It's not David Attenborough and all the BBC, because they're just very invasive. They do. They really get in the way. There are cameras everywhere when it's just me. And I'm like gentle, but I'm a bit loud. Sorry about being loud. Anyway, that's too much. Listen to too much music in the earlier part of my life, but we won't talk about that, will we?
Hello
now,
from Nanny Annie in South Wales. Woke up in the middle of the night.
Oh, Nanny Annie, how are you, dear? Yeah, you having the... Yeah, oh, we'll talk about that later, love. So lovely to know that you're watching. Thank you so much. I love all my wild kids everywhere around the world, because there's wild kids in Wales, in the UK. There's wild kids in Cornwall in the UK. There's wild kids in Canada. I've got wild kids all over the place. I've got wild kids in Norway. Hi, how are you, mate? You alright? Wicked? Lovely? Hey, Kev. Now, all of this, I've got wild kids over at Bella Vista who are amazing. Now, let's go for a walk. I have my journey stick, which means we can go for a walk. You coming, kids? Yeah, come on, let's go. So just coming down here, we've got this guy here. This is asparagus fern. It isn't the best thing for your garden, and it's quite invasive because it tangles up everything. But the birds love it too. The birds think it's delicious, don't they? It's not delicious for us though, is it? No, this is just delicious for birds. And look, so we've got green ones that are saying, "Oh, hang on, I'm not quite delicious enough just yet." And then we've got red ones just here that are so bright in all the green that you can see them really, really easily. And a bird flying over can see that. Because what one can you see easier, the red one or the green one? The red one. That's right. And that's why it's red, because it's saying, "I'm juicy and delicious. Come over here and have a nibble." It's very clever. I keep telling you, plants are clever. Should we go on carry on for our walk? Let's go, team. Okay, so we're going down into... Careful for dropping. There's a wattlebird again. So there's lots and lots of different trees coming through here. We've got pine trees up here. We've got amber gums. Now these aren't natives. Now native trees tend to be the gum trees like eucalyptus and things like that, and there's lots and lots of different varieties of them, and some have white flowers, some have orange flowers, some have pink flowers, and that's mainly what the trees are in Australia. But this guy was planted by a human, and these guys usually come from Europe and North America. The maples actually come from North America, and they're very, very beautiful. Now this is a garden plant. Now this is really, really invasive because it gets everywhere, and it's called ginger, flowering ginger, and it gets everywhere, and it's not very good necessarily for the wildlife. But oh yeah, oh look! Oh my goodness me! Crimson rosellas. Right, if we're really, really quiet, we might get to see them. They're the most beautiful birds. They're bright red and blue, but they're very, very shy. So we're just gonna go down here very, very quietly. I don't know why I'm walking sideways. Maybe I was a crab. I don't know. That's that wattle bird. It's very shy and very far away when it's in here, so what you need to do is you might have to look in a book for a crimson rosella. Okay? Crimson rosella. Alright? Okay. And they're usually in pairs, which means they're either boyfriend and girlfriend or mummy and daddy. Not really sure. I don't like to pry. So, because it's their business. This time of year, they're looking for lots and lots of berries, just like all the other birds. Because it's cold, they need to eat lots more food to stay warm. They use a lot of energy to eat food. Now, even though he's bright red, there's two. There they are. Look, do you see them? Oh, they're so special. They are so special. Goodness me. But they won't come very close, unfortunately, because they are very shy. Okay, we'll just leave them to, otherwise we're not going to see them very well. And we might be able to walk around here and see them better. Now the wild geranium, that's all going over now. Do you remember it was standing really, really tall and really, really proud? But now the flowers have done their job, and the flowers are going away now. But that's not sad, because it still smells. Have a smell. Got ya! I like the smell. I like it. It smells nice. I like it. Now, okay. Look, they're just over here. Look, they just moved tree. They're just over here, but they won't be able to get much closer. But can you see the little flash of red? Oh, they're so pretty. Just a little bit too far to see very well. But underneath their wings are the most beautiful electric blue colour. Oh, look, there it is. There it is. Oh, look, and even just a few leaves, and you can't really see them very well. So camouflage is an amazing thing. There you go. Oh, look at that. Oh, they're so beautiful. We are so lucky to see those guys, aren't we, eh? Aren't they the best? What's your favourite bird? You think you'll tell me? Purple birds, purple-headed birds, rainbow lorikeets. Well, lorikeets are the best at being purple and green and orange and stuff, aren't they? Come on, let's go. Now, you know those grasses that we saw the other day that were all green? Look at these ones, they've gone all brown. But you can see now, see all the seeds? Look at those. Ready? You give him a blow, go. Blow again. Look, and he's off on his journey. Flying through the sky. Oh, fantastic. And then look at this beautiful, look, nature is full of colour all the time. Now down here, look at this fungus. So the tree's fallen over and died and been chopped up, and the fungus, all the fungus plant is actually living inside the tree. And that's actually a fungus flower, because all the roots of the fungus are actually living inside the tree. Very clever, but it all breaks down and all rots down and gives nutrients to all this beautiful flora and fauna. Okay, now let's keep walking. Let's find some stuff. So, what a beautiful day again. I thought it was going to be big and raining, but it ended up being like this. Isn't it wonderful? We're so lucky. I don't even have to wear a jacket. But I just thought, with my delicate chest, I just, Now, so we're lucky because everybody walks on this path, and so lots and lots of plants don't grow on it. But to the side of us, there's lots and lots of different ones. We've got gum trees over here. Look at these really long leaves. Now, underneath, let's see this here. Look at this. All these little bugs. That's completely full of little animals. There's a guy. There's a guy here. Oops, there he goes. He jumped. And all these guys are actually feeding off of the juice in the leaves. So he's quite infested, that one. Sometimes they get quite sick, and sometimes the trees actually don't survive because they have too many bugs on them, and they end up getting very ill. So we are going to go over here now, and I'm going to show you something. I'm going to make another little feeding station. But I've got a cunning plan, because all the food keeps getting eaten, and it keeps getting eaten too quickly. So what I've thought, I've hatched a cunning plan. Now, I've got my log with some holes in it so the bugs can go in there. Do you see them? And I'm putting it by some ants. So this is a really good food source. And then what I'm going to do is put this little thing here, which is just an open old water bottle with some bits and pieces in it and some bit of grass, just to fill it up so the bugs can feel safe in there and get a little bit of shelter from the cold weather. So I'm going to put that there, and I'm going to put that there. But what else I'm going to do, I'm going to move these bits of grass out of the way, and I'm going to put some soil down. Bit of soil, like this. And then I'm going to pat it down, and I'm going to make it really smooth. And you can do this at home, because if you pat it down like that, move all these bits of leaves out of the way, and I'm going to go up to the top and get some more in a bit as well to make it really big. Because if you pat that down like that, what you then might be able to see is the animals that come here to eat. Now, if you put an animal footprint into the soil, it can make an imprint. And that means we'll be able to see what lives here. So, what have I got in here? Well, I've got an apple. I've got an old apple. And I think what I'm going to do, I'm going to use my knife. So remember, I'm always very careful with my knives. And I'm going to slice bits of apple, just like this, around the place. And then next week, or in the week, I might come up here and check it and see what animals have been here to take the apple and the food. Just as an experiment. I'll leave that one there, just so that the animals can smell it, and the bigger animals can see it, and hopefully, now let's close up my knife, put it back in my pocket to keep it safe, and hopefully we'll get to see what animals live around here. That'd be a good idea? Awesome! So, what's next? I think, well, first things first, we are packing away our rubbish, aren't we? We're taking all of our rubbish with us. Apart from that one, because that's going to be a bug house, okay? That's the only one we're leaving here. Okay, right. Because around here there's lots and lots of little ant hills. So when there's ants, because ants are so small, they can be dinner for lots and lots of other animals, you see. And the one animal will eat the ant, and that might be a bigger insect, and then another animal might eat the bigger insect, depending on what it is, but we don't know. So that's why we are going to put that soil there to see what footprints we can see. Okay, now, see, this tree is amazing because around here you could find animal droppings as well. That's a really good way of indicating to see if there's been any bugs around or anything like that. So if you look around on the floor, just looking on the floor, you might see some animal droppings. I don't know if there are any, because you can tell what sort of animal by the shape of their poo, which is quite ugh. But you don't have to pick it up yourself. You don't have to go, what's that? Yuck. So, walking along here, let's have a look. There's so much to see in here, and you can see that things are breaking down because it's been raining. We can lift up this, see if there's anything underneath. Oh, look! We've got a slater here. There we go. See this guy? Little slater. In the UK and Europe, we call them wood louse. And these guys are like the classic cleaners. Now, wood louse is brilliant. Slater's brilliant because they've got an armoured shell to protect their delicate bodies. So what they do, they curl into a tiny ball. Look at that. Look how tight he is. See that? Let's get some of the earth away. Now he is totally safe. I'm not hurting him. He's just rolling around a bit. And that's what he expects to happen when he tries to get in. But there's no way that an animal can get into him to eat his soft underbelly. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to put him back. Just put him back exactly where he came from, because that's what you should always do. You should never move them too far away from their home, because they might not travel very far. And that's why you've got to look after them. And look at this guy here. Look at this weird wiggly worm thing. Look at that one. Yeah, I don't know what that is. Yeah. It looks like it might be even baby millipede. It is a baby millipede. Wow! That is so small. Look at that baby tiny guy. Look at that one. He's so small. And look, we've got another ant over here. He's a flea beetle actually. He's just jumped. Oh look, there he is. There he is, opening up. There he goes. Off he goes again. Skidoo, gotta find me some food. Gotta get my breakfast before I get eaten by something bigger than me. Shooby-dee-doo. Now he's got these little tentacles in the front of him because he hasn't got very good eyesight like we have. So he's going like this, tasting and checking all around him for food. And look, all of a sudden, boom, he's disappeared. Now even the millipede here, that millipede is starting to open up. There he goes. Same deal, he's got his little tentacles at the front. And they've got very poor eyesight. They only can see kind of like light and shade really. They're not very good, so they have to use their other senses. And if you had him under a microscope, you'd see all the tiny little legs ticking along. There we go. Right, okay, let's keep going anyway. Let's keep moving along the path to see what else we can find. Oh, this is interesting. Look. Now, as this tree is starting to shrink with all the moisture out of it, the bark is getting wider and wider off of the tree, so bugs can get further and further inside now to keep eating. And remember, this is the heartwood, and just on the edge here, this is the bit that was alive in the tree, and this is kind of like the skin, and that's what protects the actual sap and all the soft, very soft inner of the tree. Trees are clever. Trees are very clever. And all these rings, you see these rings? Each one of these rings kind of shows how old the tree is, and you can count these and you can kind of work out how old the tree was when it died, and the bigger the gaps in between means how fast it grew each year. You can tell if it was a good summer or a bad summer because the lines get bigger and bigger and further apart if it's been growing fast. Very interesting. Now, let's have a look around here. Cool, there's lots of things that have fallen away now because there's a lot of the leaves have disappeared. You can see right in, and sometimes you don't get to see what's underneath here very easily. But this is brilliant because this is perfect hiding places for rabbits and wallabies and lots of other animals, rather than just your insects and bugs and everything like that. So let's just... No way! Shut the front door and close the windows. Look. Come here. Look. This has fallen out of the tree. This is a nest. Look at this, guys. Wow. Look at this. That's a bird's nest. It must have fallen out of the tree in the wind. Because there's bits of tree that have fallen down here. No way. Look at that. That's amazing. Now, I don't know what kind of bird would live in it. But look at that. Isn't that clever? Now, a bird's made that just by using its beak and spinning it around. Weaving it in and out. And they push it through and they tie all these little knots and it all ends up tying itself together. And the bird has made it extra soft and it's got extra... Look at that. Oh, that's so clever. Look. It's used different plants. It's used like very fibrous, like grassy things. It's used soft leaves. Look. It's even got seeds in there, look. Look at gumnut seeds. Wow. Oh, that's brilliant. That's quite a big bird, because the bird would have just laid its eggs and it would have just sat in there, minding its own for instances, waiting for the eggs to hatch. It depends on the size of the bird, because eggs hatch at different times. She's got 20, I think it's like 20 days, something like that. I'll have to check on it and I'll find out for you. Or maybe you guys could. Maybe you guys could look up how long it takes for an egg to hatch. Could be a science project there, guys, couldn't it? What do you think? Yeah? Yeah. Get you thinking. So, I'm going to keep this. I think I'm going to keep it because that is amazing. And when I'm able to come in to see you guys, I'm going to be able to show you this in real life. How amazing is that? I've got a couple of nests as well, so we can actually all look at these together if you like. That'd be really good, wouldn't it? Yeah? That'd be amazing. Oh, we're so lucky. That's brilliant. What a find! You don't know. I never know. I never know what I'm going to find when I go for a walk in the woods. Been so lucky. What have we seen today? We've seen the beautiful rainbow colours from all the falling leaves. We've seen those beautiful crimson rosellas. They're like one of my favourites. Well, all birds are my favourites. And in fact, all animals are my favourites. I even don't mind mosquitoes because the mosquitoes feed the birds. You know, I don't like getting bitten by a mosquito. But I don't mind them because the birds eat them. And then the birds get fed and then they can feed their babies. And then the babies can grow up and have more babies. And then there's more birds. And then that's amazing. So, that is just the best. That's rubbish. I'm taking that with me because that's rubbish. We don't like that. That's going in my pocket. And I'm going to put that where it belongs. In the bin. Right then. Oh my days. Oh, what a successful walk. That was so good. Oh, it's brilliant. And again, so sad, but we've come to the end of our session today. And, oh, it's a lesser revving chainsaw there, rare. Humans. Now, it's been a really strange few weeks, hasn't it, with us all being cooped up inside. So I hope you've really enjoyed this one as well. So show you a little bit of the outdoors. And I know lots of you are going to see your friends now back in all your children's centres, which is amazing. So much the best. So, until next time, stay safe and find something exciting in nature so you can show me. Don't be scared to show me in your classrooms or anything like that. Wildkidsaustralia@gmail.com. You can send me pictures. And for any mums and dads who are watching, absolutely, Wildkids on Facebook, wildkids at gmail.com. You can send me some stuff, and I'd love to hear from you, and I always reply. So thank you so much for all your support over the last few weeks. It's been amazing and super good. I've got something very exciting to tell you all about next week as well. So until next time, I love you lots, and I'll see you really, really soon. Take care, everybody. Bye. Bye. Oh, I've got my bag again.